Baltimore will wear their home reds with yellow and white trim. San Diego wearing gold with blue shorts on the road. And we see immediately that Baltimore is putting tremendous pressure on the ball. Kenny Cooper had said he tried all the strategies he could come up with. Well, maybe that's not exactly true.
One thing they're going to do for sure, Al, is they're going to pick up at the red line defensively.
It is a battle in the corner between Martin Donnelly, a rugged defender, and Pat Ercole of Baltimore. And Ercole, right off the bat, is being given a warning by Taurus Cabricci, one of the two officials in the game. The other being Gino DiPolito, who will patrol the near boards. It is Wyszykowski and Donnelly on defense, with Gene Wilrich, Kaz Dana, and Julie V up front for San Diego. Nick Mangione starts with Nicky Nikolic, a surprise starter for Baltimore. Cooper mixing things up a little bit. Peter Baralich will range through the midfield along with Mike Stankovic and Pat Ercole up front. San Diego leads in the series 2-0. It is a best of 5.
Already a lot of physical play by Baltimore. That's their third foul in less than 40 seconds.
Kaz Dana lays it off for Julie V right through the box. And there to sweep it away is Pat Ercole. Kept in by V, scrambling to clear is Stankovic, and they call a foul on V. Now Scott Manning is screaming at his defender, Nicky Nikolic. Kyle, I don't know about you, but I would think that deep down Baltimore's confidence has to be tremendous. Diego comes out and scores 1 or maybe 2 goals that Baltimore would just kiss the season goodbye.
Well, they'll think it's the same story all over again, just another verse. But Baltimore, a team with playing their experienced players tonight, starting the game. You see it right out on the field right now, players that have a lot of years. The only one that doesn't is really Nicky Mangione.
The silky smooth West German Gene Wilrich is battling with Peter Baralich. It is still right through the box. Scott Manning raced to the far post. Luckily for him, no one was there for San Diego to attempt a shot. Once again, Baltimore slides into the San Diego zone. Ercole just misses wide. Baltimore getting off the first very dangerous shot of the game. Alan Mayer's net still undented. He's away with it. McWilliams, the former All-American, brings it right wing for Balty.
On the replay, it was a 4-on-3 fast break for Baltimore. And the pass out to Heinz Wirtz, the high-scoring attacking defender. And he's done something that hasn't been done, as Al said, for over 2.5 hours against the San Diego defense, and that is find the net with that rocket red ball.
And so the shutout string of Alan Mayer comes to a close at 158 minutes, 52 seconds. A tremendous feat, but now he can forget about it.
And on the kick-in, Peter Baralich put Julie
Guy Newman, the loose ball out for Wirtz. And a saving tackle by Gene Wilrich. And now Lawrence Hilkes goes left wing for number 15. Goal! How's that for a counterattack? Kyle, that was a very tough angle.
And the skill that was required to not only score the goal, but for Lawrence Hilkes to even get the pass off and to control the ball was incredible. There's Hilkes in midfield. He's already beaten several players. Now with one pass beats 3 more. And Wilrich hits the ball high as Scott Manning comes all the way outside the box. There you see going just underneath the crossbar. And silence has once again descended upon the Civic Center.
Gene Wilrich scores his 5th goal of the playoffs, and Lawrence Hilkes with a fine assist. It's 1-1 with 9:03 to go in the first quarter. Coverage of the 5th major indoor soccer league championship series. San Diego leads 2-0 in a best of 5. If they win tonight, they are the champions in their very first year in this league. Heinz Wirtz with a quick restart. Danny counts along the boards with 8:40 to go in the first quarter. It's 1-1.
And Gino DiPolito calls another foul against San Diego, and he is incurring the wrath of those players.
An absolutely packed house at the Civic Center. Even the White House was denied tickets for this one.
DiPolito calling Eddie Coker over for a word of caution about his response to that last call.
Danny counts, ripped one off the face of Eddie Coker, but he didn't even blink. Fernandez being pressured in his own zone by Joey Fink. A pass for Palahan that he could not control. And now he gives it away for Fernandez. It's 3-on-3. Fernandez on the right side now for Siri Mora. But Jim Palahan, the experienced defender that he is there to recover his... He doesn't worry about very much, but he's worried a little bit right now.
The concerned look of a father watching his young son for the first time do something on his own.
Well, it looks as though Mayer will stay in. His effectiveness will be determined throughout the remainder of this game. We have but 2 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Mayer's record in the playoffs, unblemished, 7-0. Let's go back and look at it one more time.
On the outside, there's the shot. Let's see how he lands. Well, it doesn't look like anything that unusual. Perhaps just compressed his back on the hip. We've seen him holding his back. So with 2 seconds left to play on that free kick, Alan Mayer propped up against the boards.
Well, it did not look unusual compared to some of the crazy antics we've seen these goalkeepers go through in the 1 quarter of play. 1-1's the score. We're back at the Civic Center in Baltimore, Maryland on a big night for playoffs on USA. The Stanley Cup and the Major Indoor Soccer League Championship Series. This is game 3. The Sockers took the first 2 games in San Diego, and here after 15 minutes, it's 1-1. And why shouldn't Baltimore think that they can do what San Diego has done, win 2 games in their own building?
They should. In fact, not only the possibility, but the probability was that San Diego would win both games there. In this best 3 out of 5 series, 3 of the games 1, 2, and 5, to be played in San Diego, games 3 and 4 here in Baltimore. And because of the better record on the regular season, San Diego 32-16, Baltimore 30-8. It gives San Diego that home advantage for the last game. And particularly the way San Diego plays at home, they've now, I believe, won, 18 in a row at home. And Baltimore has been no slouch at home, winning well over 80% of its games. 19.
Then where they fit into your scheme the best, and he feels, at least for tonight, that Louis Nagy can help him in those short bursts when Baltimore is up or down a man. 2:23 to go in the second quarter, 1:26 to go, and the Donnelly penalty for San Diego. Wirtz for Nagy, for Barelich, the drive, rebounded out for McWilliams. Now Stankovic, blocked by Roman, and up into the crowd.
Some good pressure being put on by Baltimore as they take the ball around the perimeter. Eddie Coker forced Wirtz to play it down one side, and Wirtz skillfully did get it inside.
Watching Alan Mayer, whenever he has a chance, he seems to still want to double over in pain. Heinz Wirtz now for Peter Barelich. Wirtz high off the glass, and Mayer is really hurt. As soon as Mayer went up to attempt that save, he came down clutching his left hand. Wirtz, the drive, slapped over the glass by Mayer and deflected in front by McWilliams. Now, Kyle, watching Alan Mayer.
Mayer could not even catch that. It went right through his hands. He was fortunate. As you said, he did deflect it, but he tried to catch it.
Now, keep in mind what San Diego has on the bench as far as backup goalkeeping is concerned is a lot of inexperience. I guess that's a redundancy. I guess they don't have a lot of inexperience. They have inexperience on the bench, and Jim Gorsuch. Ron Newman will hesitate as long as he can, I would think, before putting Jim Gorsuch in the lineup. Wirtz hits the post with 15 seconds to go in the man advantage. 1 minute, 8 seconds to go in the quarter. 10 seconds to go in the man advantage. Barelich comes in. The drive deflected in front by McWilliams. his teammate. And with 5 ticks to go in the San Diego penalty, both teams will make a change and pull their specialty teams off the field and resume normal operations with 1:01 to go in the half.
Well, we're looking at Martin Donnelly from Northern Ireland, one of, I believe, what do we say, Al, 13 different countries represented by the San Diego soccer franchise.
All those nationalities must make for a lot of interesting situations in catering to the needs of the San Diego soccer team. Now, we saw an explosion there on the bench. Ron Newman absolutely livid. It looked like he was upset with Paulo Moura. He was yelling with Paulo Moura on the bench, but I believe that he was yelling because an exchange was not made quickly enough on the field. He wanted Moura on and somebody off, I believe. Well, we won't know for a while at least what he was screaming about, but he was quite heated up. Suffice it to say, he hasn't had an explosion like that in the playoffs so far. 34 seconds to go. Julie V breaks free, but Manning comes out to shut him down. Gene Wilrich along the right side.
Baltimore double teaming against the boards when they get the chance.
14 seconds to go. Donnelly looking for Julie V. V with 10 seconds to go. And it is clear that ought to do it for the first half. 2 seconds, 1 second, and the buzzer goes. Well, this is the best that the Baltimore Blast have done so far. They have a lot to be proud of. They put a lot of pressure on the San Diego Sockers in that first half. But to the Sockers' credit,
there's one, and here in the third game of the best 3 out of 5 championship series. As we've said before, this is the first time in the short history of the Major Indoor Soccer League that the New York Arrows have not been in the finals. Their 4-year domination was one to look up to and somewhat admired. We'd like to take a few minutes now and look back at the Arrows' glory years. Yes, the king is dead, but long live the king.
it was in December of 1978 that Pete Rose kicked out the first ball, inaugurating the first season of play for both the New York Arrows and the Major Indoor Soccer League. The Arrows would go on to beat the Cincinnati Kids and most of the rest of the league en route to a 16-8 season and the first Major Indoor Soccer League Championship Series with the Philadelphia Fever. The Arrows' most potent weapon and the first true MISL superstar was number 7 Steve Jungle. In 18 games, he collected 43 goals and 25 assists. They were beginning to whisper his name around the league. He was always in the right place at the right time. But New York had another famous face, that of goalkeeper Shep Messing. This was one of the few mistakes the original Arrow would make in his championship debut. Later, it was Jungle again, this time dishing off to another young star, number 20, Bronco Segota. And Bronco notches his second goal of the day. He was only a teenager. And then a mad scramble. The result, the best goal of the first season for sure, maybe in the history of the league. The young Arrows' hustle is rewarded with a beautiful goal by number 15, Pat Ercole. The final score, 9-5. The first Major Indoor Soccer League trophy carried off by the champion New York Arrows. It would take 3 years to take it away. In year number 2, the Arrows made their first defense of their MISL championship. Again, they appeared in the finals, this time against the Houston Summit. As in the previous year, the story was number 7, Steve Jungle. Jungle, coming off an amazing 90-goal season, once again led the Arrows' charge toward their second consecutive championship with what many feel was the best indoor soccer team ever assembled. The team others feared was also fueled by number 20, Bronco Segota. Along with number 10, the unmistakable Julie V. But the game-winning goal later was scored by superstar Steve Jungle. final score 7-4 New York. That made for a very happy head coach, the architect of all this success, Don Popovich. The Arrows had captured their second straight trophy, and another championship banner would fly from the rafters. For each of the next 2 years, the reigning Kings would meet the St. Louis Steamers in the championship finals. The Steamers would not fare very well. The 1980-81 season was capped by yet another Arrow championship in Championship 3. The Arrows' cast remained intact, and their firepower proved too much for the Steamers. Steve Jungle and Bronco Segota once again leading the charge. But in Championship 4, the cruelest blow was delivered. The Steamers had battled back to tie the score at 5, and just when it looked like overtime, Steve Jungle scores with 30 seconds left. Jungle, the money man, 103 regular season goals, 15 goals, 5 playoff games, had put the Steamers down for the second straight year. It was a memorable moment. The Arrows had won 4 out of 4 championships and once again took the victory lap, trophy raised high above their heads. The 1982-83 season had Arrows opponents jumping for joy. Most of the old champions can now be seen around the league in new uniforms and behind new benches. Most notably, the love-hate relationship between Coach Don Popovich and superstar Steve Jungle, both now performing out west with Golden Bay. Julie V now wears a San Diego Sockers uniform. And Pat Ercole is a member of the Baltimore Blast, the team responsible for knocking out the Arrows from the playoffs. And so the end of an era to the only champions the MISL has ever known, and the class of the league for so many years. We take our hats off to you. The third quarter in this game 3 of the Major Indoor Soccer League's 5th championship series. San Diego, if they win tonight, will win the championship. The first time a team other than the New York Arrows will be able to hold the MISL trophy aloft.
And despite the applause that we now hear, I think, Al, this is probably the mellowest we've heard the Baltimore crowd in our USA history here at the Civic Center. And that due in part perhaps to their uncertainty as to whether their team can come back themselves.
I agree with you, Kyle. I really expected this place to be roaring tonight. And while at the start and after the goal, this crowd did cheer, it's been kind of a stunned silence. These people seem to be reeling still from the 2 shutouts in games 1 and 2. On we go here in the third quarter. Al Trautwig along with Kyle Rote Jr. At the right point, Nick Mangione. Mangione down low for Ercole. Ercole looking for someone in the slot. Stankovic out for Mangione. Makes the move, comes in, and tried to pass when I think he should have shot. And it was blocked. 55 seconds into the third quarter, Gene Wilrich makes a run. 10-10 to go. Ercole is taken down by Eric Geyer, and we will have a free kick from a dangerous position.
Naturally, Geyer and all his San Diego teammates, believing that Ercole backed in, leaned in, and took the dive. Supposed to get 10 feet there, no more than 6 right now.
Peter Barelich is there. This is a time when Baltimore needs one of those plays that they use. Heinz Wirtz has his shot blocked. Wirtz really taken out of the play hard. Here's 3-on-2 for San Diego. V, left side, Wilrich, kick save by Scott Manning. The save of the game. 9:53 to go. Back comes Baltimore with Pat Ercole. For Wirtz, the drive blocked in front by Guy Newman. Danny Counts weaving his way through. His shot saved by Mayer. The quick counterattack for Julie V. Wide open on the right side is Dana. He comes in. And a save by Scott Manning. Now Julie V for Fernandez. In front. V tries to follow. Here's Kaz Dana. Blocked in front. Dana again up into the crowd. And that That brings this crowd to life. Measuring the shoulders of Peter Barrelich, and it will be a Baltimore free kick.
The only difficulty that Ron Newman has is which referee is he going to yell at the most. He's going at both of them. He's got a much more difficult time with DiPolito since DiPolito's on the far side, but his voice is certainly carrying.
Pat Ercole now out for the speedy little Nick Mangione. He sends a pass in front, but Vullrich is there again. Kept alive by Baltimore. Both teams scrambling here. Now Julie V. V thwarted in the game so far. He's been one of the most explosive players thus far in this series. 6 minutes, 35 seconds to go in the third chapter of the game. Mangione comes up with the steal. For Danny Counts, Peter Barrelich, and now Pat Ercole. Ercole, Fink, and McWilliams completely absent so far in this series. A long shot by Barrelich, blocked down by Mayer. Loose goal!
Replay, Danny Counts in the corner to Peter Barrelich, who hits it first time. Alan Mayer unable to catch the shot. The ball goes outside the penalty area. Take a look again. Barrelich with such a hard shot. There's the look. We can't even track it with our cameras. But Danny Counts fights Alan Mayer for the ball, gets it in front, and Pat Ercole gets goal number 2 on the night, goal number 2 in this series.
And goal number 12 of the playoffs from Danny Counts at 8:50. Back comes Joey Fink. Allen, skilled team like the San Diego Sockers. Collier slapped away by Scott Manning. Manning's made some beauties tonight. Heinsberg's trying to get it out, and he does. 2-on-2. Stankovic with Fink filling it up. He's got room. Fink. Kick save by Mayer. A beauty. We've seen some great saves tonight. Stankovic. Dipsy doodling.
Stankovic, who's been shut out in games 1 and 2, does as Al said, the dipsy doodle back and forth, gets Gary Collier off his center of ground, and with that extra step, finds the net. So we've got people standing here in Baltimore at the Civic Center. Hope you're enjoying this on USA Coast to Coast MISL Playoffs. Back with more after the rhythm.
Martin Donnelly along the boards. It's broken up by Nicky Nikolic. This is Wirtz. He's got Fink all alone in front. Billy missed the shot, and it's cleared by Martin Donnelly. Out to the midfield line for Julie V. He gave Joey Fink that shot 9 more times. He'd probably knock it in 9 more times. What a save! Beezer-Kopsky shot it wide, and Martin Donnelly ripped it in, and Manning pinned it against the board. Beezer-Kopsky back for San Diego. 1 minute, 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. Kyle, I remember a game, and I don't know if you were there with me, that Scott Manning had at the Spectrum in Philadelphia when he played for the Buffalo Stallions.
Sure.
That was one of the most miraculous goalkeeping performances I've ever seen in this league. Well, he's all juiced up tonight. He's made some super saves, and Baltimore's leading 3-1.
We made the annual goalkeeper highlight reel from that one game alone.
McWilliams, goal!
Julie V in San Diego. McWilliams on the turn. Tremendous volley. Take another look. There's the pass inside. He'll touch it once. Vidal Fernandez, the forward, is on him. And gets beaten as San Diego pulled their forward back in defense against McWilliams.
It is now 4-1. McWilliams is ninth of the playoff. First of the series. Ercole all alone on the right side. But Stankovic could not find him with a pass. But you would have never seen that in games 1 and 2. A 2-on-1 break for Baltimore. Goal for San Diego. Gene Wilrich comes roaring back for a second of the game.
Just a tremendous shot. And Scott Manning cleanly beaten. But he's back up on his feet. The Baltimore people are back up on their feet. Here's Wilrich. He'll get it to his right foot. Turn it inside. There you can see the screwball spin on. He'll hit it with the right foot. It'll swing. Right foot will swing to his left. The ball will deflect off the post.
Oh, that goal was a real killer. It came with only 10 seconds remaining in the third quarter. But Gene Wilrich gets his second of the game, 6th of the playoffs.
A la Fernando Valenzuela. The Scroogey.
And it is 4-2, the Sockers lead. The Baltimore Blast lead.
We're so used to saying it the other way.
Thanks for sticking up for me.
Yeah.
3 seconds to go. Now that last quarter should be quite interesting. Keep in mind, while Baltimore is playing to stave off elimination, as the buzzer sounds here, the San Diego Sockers are playing for the championship. A standing ovation at the Civic Center. And the love affair continues. One more quarter to go. 4-2. Baltimore has broken out in front by 2. We'll be back to Charm City. Ron Newman not saying very much to his team. They know what they have to do, but here's what happened moments ago. They do it each and every time. No matter where they play, the Baltimore Blast applauding the fans.
And for the Baltimore Blast players, it's the 19th time they've been able to walk on this turf and say thank you to a sellout crowd. And you think that crowd doesn't make any difference? Well, look at the score. 4-2 Baltimore. That third quarter, Baltimore 3 goals, 1 for San Diego. In shots, 13-8 for San Diego. And in saves, Manning was 6 and Mayer was 6.
And the beat goes on. Let's go down inside the Baltimore huddle. Kenny Cooper, a man with a mission. He's charged up there. He senses what could be a turnaround.
If I were to guess the point that he was making, he was saying when they collapse on you, we've got to have some runners making diagonal runs so that we can slot the ball or slide the ball to you. And don't anybody stand there and watch a teammate get double teamed. Give your teammate as many opportunities, as many options as you can. And theoretically, the max would be 5 if you count the goalkeeper. But in that first 2 games of the series, many Baltimore players felt they had no options because nobody was running to help out.
Last quarter of regulation time. Here we go. Mangione tries to get a pass in front. The quick counterattack from Kaz Dana of San Diego, who has been very quiet tonight. Swept away by Heinz Wirtz. Kept alive by Gary Collier. Peter Barelich cannot clear. Gene Wilrich, a 2-goal scorer for the Sox tonight, is taken down on the play, and out we come to the mid. Joey Fink for Baltimore. Right angles one now for Wirtz. Wirtz the drive, and Mayer the save. He lunges it out for Vidal Fernandez, who dumps it over the shoulders of Kaz Dana. Dana hit hard by Danny Counts, and will have a free kick.
That was the matchup in game 1. Dana able to beat Counts on the second goal, I believe it was. Allen in the first game, as the ball hit the perimeter board.
Dana, goal for San Diego. It's a one-goal game with plenty of time remaining.
Most teams make runs. San Diego set a simple screen outside the key there. And Julie V found his pass inside. But as they say here in Baltimore, we still got the lead, folks. It's been whittled from a... Here's a look again. And you didn't see much movement on anybody's part. Just a nifty pass by Julie V. The leading point scorer in this 1983 playoff series.
San Diego now within one. Dana's 14th playoff goal. He leads the Sockers in playoff goals. That goal came at 5 minutes and 30 seconds of the fourth quarter. The clock now says 9 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the fourth. 2 straight goals by San Diego advantage as a result of strategy, not as a result of penalty. Gene Wilrich comes in, down low for Coker. Kick save in front, a mad scramble, loose in front again. Manning comes up big. He throws it out.
It's a good throw.
Martin Donnelly is back with Dave McWilliams. Gutsy play by Donnelly. He kept it alive. Boy, San Diego has come very close. Kaz Dana out for Donnelly. 2 minutes to go. Out for Donnelly again. Mostly everybody is standing here. Coker pushed off the ball by Stankovic, but a whistle stops the clock at 1:50 for a San Diego free kick.
Pushing against Baltimore, so it will be a direct free kick, meaning Julie V can try to kick the ball directly at the goal, which is going to force at least one player to be in the wall. And V, with that tremendous skill that we've been able to see, you remember game one, from near this same position outside of the right foot, was able to curve the ball. And Davey McWilliams needs to line up precisely to block the path to the goal.
Julie V on the restart, out for Kaz Dana, heads it into the corner for Fernandez. Here comes Donnelly, kept in. Loose in front, cleared by Stankovic, kept alive. Here it is! That was the chance. Gene Wilrich had the chance and missed it. Back comes Baltimore. Dave McWilliams. Stolen away by Wilrich. And here is Martin Donnelly. 1:28 to go. Boy, did Gene Wilrich have a chance. Donnelly crosses the midfield line. Now feeds Wilrich. Down low for Coker. Outside for Dana. For Fernandez.
High kicking.
And what Baltimore is doing is they're flooding the box with as many defenders as they can.
I'm surprised they called it against Baltimore. Both players put their foot up in the air.
1 minute, 12 seconds to go. V. Donnelly. Saved by Manning.
2-minute penalty against Vidal Fernandez. Mike Stankovic, Danny Counts, I should say, kisses Fernandez on top of the head to thank him.
And look at Ron Newman. He's going crazy on the San Diego bench. Well, he was a moment ago. Trust me, he really was. 1 minute, 7 seconds to go. Now Scott Manning is being attended to by Randy G., Baltimore trainer. Boy, it's been an exciting climax to this game. It's not over. 67 seconds to go.
Keith Van Aaron beginning to warm up in the Baltimore bench. Here's what happened. Take a look. The ball being passed back to Martin Donnelly. There's the shot by Donnelly and a tremendous save as Manning had already gone down. And at that point, Vidal Fernandez tries to kick the ball out of the secure grasp of Scott Manning. And in that attempt, and perhaps in partial frustration, will now cool his heels for the rest of the game.
Without question, the hero of this game tonight. He came in with the potential of becoming the hero, and he has lived up to it if he can only survive 67 more seconds. Dangerous play against Vidal Fernandez with 1 minute and 7 seconds to go. Now what is San Diego going to do? They're going to stay with Martin Donnelly and no goalkeeper.
We're also claiming, and Cooper is banging on the boards. Now he's angry. I'd love to take his blood pressure right now. Not going to be 120/70.
Scott Manning puts it into play. 1 minute to go. Foul against Baltimore. Free kick San Diego. 59 ticks of the clock. Can Baltimore hand San Diego its first playoff loss ever? A gutsy shot block by Peter Barrelich. These players are scrambling all over the field, and that's what you'd expect. Here comes McWilliams. Great save by Donnelly. Barrelich the header. Another great save by Donnelly.
Well,
back on his heels.
What a great save.
For a defender, it was a great save. 35 seconds to go. Loose in front. Julie V has it knocked away, but a whistle had blown before the play.
Tripping against Julie V. So Scott Manning, number 31, with just 31 seconds left on the clock.
On we go. Manning tries to kill some time. He gives it away. San Diego will have another chance. 23 seconds to go. Here comes Wilrich. Left side. Saved by Manning again. 17 seconds to go. The outlet pass for Barrelich. Broken up, but a foul.
It was Julie V who said, throw in the towel. Peter Barrelich pointing to the clock, mocking the San Diego players.
Stankovic, broken up, 6 seconds to go. One last chance for Julie V, but he won't get to it. That is it.
Julie V said in the paper today it was the men against the boys, meaning the soccer dominance of Baltimore was like men playing against boys. And this man has led a group of boys perhaps to another stage towards manhood. Julie V also said they should throw in the towel. I see no towels.
Well, if you love a good sports story, there's one for you. Scott Manning filling in for what has been the #1 goalkeeper all year long, Keith Van Aaron, and coming up with some miraculous saves, not only down the stretch, but throughout the entire game. What we didn't see was Ron Newman and Adi Coker really screaming and tangling with the referees before they made their way off the field. And what we have seen tonight is the first playoff loss for the San Diego Sockers in their history. And this place will be sold out again on Thursday night, and we'll be here. A dramatic finish, and the Baltimore Blast hang on on to defeat the San Diego Sockers by 1 goal. We'll be back.